The life of a chef is a tough one, my friends. I will tell you that from personal experience. You have to have not only an undying love for food, but a love for the inside of a kitchen, and even more, a love for satisfying your guests at all costs. Especially in these unique times where, let's just say, it's gotten really forking hard, like dodging flying knives and the occasional hatchet kind of hard. My guest this week is celebrity chef Bruce Kalman. He is the owner and head chef at Soul Belly Barbecue in Las Vegas, soon to be opened, and something kind of interesting happened to Bruce right after he arrived in Las Vegas, just February of this year. He went to take a position with a restaurant group and was promptly let go. But within 4 months, he had already found a new direction and now a new restaurant on the horizon. I had the pleasure of meeting Bruce and working with him at a restaurant show here in Los Angeles where I hosted him on the center stage and watched him perform his magic. And you've probably seen him too. He's been on Bravo's Top Chef Season 15, Beat Bobby Flay, Bravo's Best New Restaurant show, and so many others. But in this episode, we dive into the restaurant scene today. And Bruce offers his perspective on the food industry, COVID, navigating our new normal, and his role as a restaurateur and how he sees dining today and into the future. He also shares how he's pivoted to thrive, how he's upped the ante on food safety, and why he believes we will never dine or eat the way we used to. This is an episode you won't want to miss. Hi, I'm Mareya, otherwise known as the Fit Foodie. I'm a chef, holistic nutritionist, author, inventor, and mom. And I want to welcome you to my podcast. It's called Recipes for Your Best Life. And with every episode, I'm peeling back the onion on fitness, nutrition, health, wellness, and family. The truth is, you're the chef of your life. And for every important pillar, there's a great recipe worth sharing. So every week, we'll explore them together. Think of it as food for thought that you can really sink your teeth into. So join me, and let's squeeze the joy out of this life, because you only get one. Can I get a fork, yeah? I think we can all agree life's way too short for boring food, right? It deserves to be filled with fresh, flavorful, mouth-watering dishes that you and your family are excited to share together. And guess what? Now it's so easy to broaden your cooking skills and try out fun recipes. And here's the best part. You don't need a bunch of fancy appliances to do it. With Panasonic's Home Chef 4-in-1 multi-oven, you can, get this, heat, fry, bake, and broil your way to foodie heaven. Yep, it's a microwave, broiler, air fryer, and convection oven all wrapped up into one appliance. So smart. So whether you're trying out a new food trend or your grandma's kind of complicated recipe, or maybe a fusion dish you've been dying to try, or maybe one of my dishes from my book, this multi-oven makes your cooking experience a really enjoyable one. So start thinking of all those recipes and dishes you've been dying to try out. Now's the time, because this multi-oven makes even the most complicated recipes super simple. I love super simple. It's the 4-in-1 that inspires your inner chef to try daring new dishes with confidence. So, to receive special offers, head over to PanasonicKitchen.com and become a Panasonic Kitchen Insider. Bruce, it's so good to have you on. Great to see you.
Thank you. You too.
So it's been a minute since we saw each other at the food show, and so much of the food industry has been impacted by COVID. How have you managed throughout this whole process in general?
Well, the brief rundown of my timeline is I moved to Vegas February 1. I was the partnering with a restaurant group here to do my barbecue place. And COVID happened. We started shutting restaurants down. They made me the corporate chef of the company. And then I ended up getting laid off because of COVID, which is fine. Add to that, like my family was in LA for 3.5 months and, basically didn't get here because of COVID. And so
it's like, welcome to Vegas.
Yeah, welcome to Vegas. Screw you. And so I, started kind of nosing around and seeing what jobs are out there. I saw a few things posted. There was nothing, nothing to be had. Everybody was kind of gun shy and hiring anybody at my level, the corporate level or exec chef level. So I just decided to make my own work, and I still had the barbecue concept in mind. At this point, I had moved on from the other group. I met a gentleman who's now my partner. This all happened very quickly.
Yeah, it must have. We're talking February to now.
Yeah, I mean, we literally in 4 months we met, fully funded a restaurant, and we're building it out right now.
Amazing.
It's crazy, yeah. And great guy. Somebody he's a partner in other projects with a friend of mine, and who's just an amazing chef. And this guy he's awesome. So there's a group out here called Secret Burger who partnered with chefs to do, especially during the shutdown. They did events. They did these secret burger events, basically. So it's like a fine dining restaurant doing a special burger, essentially, is how it kind of came about. And when everything shut down, they pivoted and started doing virtual cooking classes. But it was a situation where you come to the restaurant, pick up a kit that had all the food, there were extras you could purchase, and then you take it home, and then that night a chef does a cooking class. So I started doing those,
which have been so popular during this time because people want that. They want a restaurant experience, and to have all the ingredients there is really handy.
And I'm still doing them. I'm doing ones also with a group in New York called 100 Pleats, where they just get recipes in a shopping list, and then they sign on for the class.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it is a big thing right now. And, I think it's great because people are at home. People, especially when things were really shut down, people needed something to do. They needed, people are going crazy, essentially. So, and then through that, then I did a barbecue pop-up. It's kind of the same situation where it wasn't a class, but it was an event. So it was a barbecue pop-up. You come, you pick up the bar, you place it in advance, you come pick it up, take it home. Now I'm doing barbecue pop-ups because people are out and about. So we're actually doing pop-ups where people come and they order and so on and so forth.
Is that kind of like a proof of concept for your new restaurant?
100%. It's a way to make some money right now. Obviously, it's building a brand, building a following.
Great idea.
Doing a lot of R&D, doing some training with the chefs I've hired. It's all of the above, and it's going to help us when we open on so many levels. The hope is that it's going to drive people to our front door from day one in droves, which would be ideal. But also it's really going to help us with our training, and it's helping us kind of get organized. It's giving us a lot of time to work through a lot of things and try and change things up. Every time I cook, I do something a little different to see if there's a better way, better method, better outcome. So it's been great. It's really been great, and we're building a name and a reputation in town. So
during this trial of, kind of having to shift and pivot, and really it sounds like you landed on your feet in maybe even a better way than you originally intended. What do you think is the one thing that you have come away from this that is maybe the biggest aha in having to pivot as a chef and someone that maybe had a vision for something but had to let go of that in exchange for something else?
I think it is a lot of things, but I think something that was very eye-opening to me a couple of years ago was going to Tokyo and seeing how the people in Japan are so respectful of each other. They are considerate of each other. And I think that this country lacks that in a major way. People here are about themselves. I need to get out of my way. I need to get there faster, that kind of mentality. And you see the things you see happening in Japan. It just blows your mind. Like, wow, they should literally set up a schedule, have a training team come from Japan and go to every other country and teach people how to be, be good to each other. And I think that this has done that in a sense, a little bit. I know, aside from all the excessive political stuff that's been going on, I think that this has, in a sense, brought people together. Like, okay, we're all kind of in the same boat. A lot of people are hurting right now. Let's try to help each other out. Let's try to help people get on their feet.
Have you ever wondered, is rinsing my produce with the water that comes out of the sink that I don't even drink enough to really clean it? Well, then you're one of the smartest people I know, because you're absolutely right. It's not enough. That's why we created the only all-natural and patented line of food wash and wipes, and it's called Eat Cleaner. It's tasteless, odorless, and lab-tested, and it removes up to 99.9% of the residue that water can't, including pesticides, wax, soil, and junk that can carry bacteria that can really make you sick. Plus, we formulated it to help extend the shelf life of your fresh produce too, and that'll save you money. When your berries are lasting up to 10-12 days, that's a good thing. It helps your produce last up to 5 times longer using a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. So there's no chemicals. It's just clean, eating fun. And this can help save your family an average of over $500 per year. Make it easy on yourself, reduce waste, and get that fruit and veggies into your body, where it's going to do you a lot of good and not in the trash. Check us out, eatcleaner.com, or head to our Amazon store at amazon.com/eatcleaner.
So, I feel like it's just been a very eye-opening experience as a whole, and I'm hoping that it's been an eye-opening experience for just lots of people out there, because, this is the new normal, and it's a new situation that isn't going away. And yeah, they're going to have a vaccine, but it's still not going away. And so we have to shift and pivot. And on a restaurant level, especially, we have a huge responsibility in the industry to keep people safe, not just to make people happy, not to give people a great experience overall, but also to keep people safe. And, from a food safety standpoint, and now from, a COVID safety standpoint. And so design elements within the restaurant, you have to plan with less seating, just for a proof of concept in general, just to make sure it's going to work. It's got to be something that is a concept where you can pivot very easily. And one of the things that's great about barbecue is barbecue travels really well. And so, we've had this discussion a few times, like, what if, shit goes sideways again, and now it's February and everything's shut down again when we're supposed to be opening. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do a takeout program with me, the 2 chefs, and my partner.
So I'm going to ask you about that, because I think that's really, that's something that's really important. If you're a restaurateur, whatever your business is, being able to pivot and kind of think about what will work in certain times, I think will be the new normal for business planning.
Yeah, it's been the normal for a long time. I mean, just for different reasons. You have to be able to pivot and shift and have a flexible concept in order to make it, especially now. I mean,
I know
the days of opening a restaurant with 25 cooks on the schedule is over.
Yeah.
Unless you're a restaurant that's doing 17 million a year. And, we put a lot of that thought in mind into our concept. So, like, we're not going to have servers. It's counter service. We'll have runners. That said, the runners are going to carry remote terminals wireless terminals so that